Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for coming and seeing this presentation. I'm going to be presenting a series of cases that we have developed for patients with the use of 3D printing technology. Very quick introduction about myself. I am the director of a project in Madrid in which we research and develop patient-specific implants for patients in different hospitals. We have collaborations with industry, with hospitals, and we are always seeking to get to know more companies to expand. I'm a doctor in biomedical engineering. I did mechanical engineering as a background, and I have been developing patient-specific implants for over 9 years now. I work in industry. I worked in a hospital at the point of care, developing implants inside the hospital, and I've been doing research since pretty much the beginning of my career. So just to kick off the presentation, let's start with a very basic question, which is, how are implants developed? And the answer is that implants are designed to mimic the biological and the mechanical function of the anatomy to replace. Therefore, depending on the anatomy that we replace, implants are going to be very different among each other, and the development process as well. It's not the same also to develop standard implants or custom implants. Standard implants may take years of development. Custom implants can take from weeks to months of development. We are going to focus today on custom implants. And over these last 9 years, I've been very fortunate to have developed implants to reconstruct bone defects in maxillofacial surgery, thoracic surgery, orthopedics, and spine. So basically, maxillofacial surgery, bones in the face and head, thoracic surgery, sternum, ribs, orthopedics, a lot of hip, a lot of oncology, a lot of tibias, shoulders, ankles, and also spine. So today I'm going to present a few cases that really made a difference to patients and how additive manufacturing really helped these people improve their lives. 3D printed maxillofacial devices are probably the implants that are most common because of the function and aesthetics of the face that require a lot of precision and personalization. We have done reconstructions of the mandible, the maxilla, the orbital floor. I'm going to start with an orbital floor reconstruction, which nowadays is pretty common. The orbital floor is the bone that withstands the eyeball. And this is the case of a 50-year-old male who had an accident. He was operated in an emergency setting and was put this green implant on an emergency setting. However, the eyeball was quite dropped, and the patient had double vision, so it was decided to reoperate again with a patient-specific implant, for which we started with a CT scan, we did the segmentation, we created the 3D virtual models, we did the symmetry with the healthy side, and we designed that implant that was 3D printed by powder bed fusion technology in titanium, and it was inserted into the patient. And total developing time, it was around 2 weeks at the point of care. And this case was done, I think, in 2016 or something like that. So we have a lot of cases with a lot of follow-up. And now I'm going to present another orbital floor reconstruction just to show you how different it can be one approach to the other for the same implant. This is a lady that had an accident with a horse, and it got all of the orbital floor and the zygomatic bone fractured. It was operated in an emergency setting, and the surgeon fixed with a plate the fracture of the zygoma. However, the orbital floor bone was so damaged, and it was such a large defect that he couldn't really operate and restore the orbital floor, so he decided to do a custom implant. And because we had the plate in the zygoma, he decided that rather than doing a very big incision, we will insert 2 pieces, one through that incision, the other through the other incision, so it will be more minimal invasive, and then the 2 plates will assembled intraoperatively. We 3D printed that, and we inserted it into the patient, and the results were excellent as well. Total developing time, a week. And this case was also done in 2018 or something like that. More maxillofacial devices for oncology, very common in the mandible, to reconstruct the mandible with a piece of fibula, with a piece of the bone in the leg. We have identified there the tumor in orange. We have created templates in green and pink to help the surgeon and where to do the cutting of the bone. We do the guide for the fibula to select the best piece of fibula to reconstruct the mandible. We design the plate. We 3D printed everything, models, guides, and implant, and we inserted into a patient. Patient was really doing very, very good. The same for oncology, but in the maxilla. The maxilla is also reconstructed with a piece of fibula. We did the virtual planning. We designed the template for the fibula. This piece of fibula will reconstruct the maxilla. We also plan the dental rehabilitation in the same surgery, just in one surgery. We designed the plate, and we 3D printed it, and we inserted it also in the patient, and that was, again, many, many years ago. I'm going to present now this case for a microtia. It's a 7-year-old little girl who was born without the ear. The microtia is the ear. And I'm going to show this case just to present that it doesn't have to be implants to make a big impact. We designed all the surgical instrumentation for this case, and it was excellent. So ears are reconstructed. You know, the ear is cartilage, and they usually get reconstructed with costal cartilage, the cartilage that we have in between the ribs and the sternum. Obviously, by developing surgical instrumentation and templates that guide the surgeon in how to carve every piece of cartilage, and molds that can put all the pieces of cartilage together, you can actually get really, really very, very precise results that, and you get a ear that is completely the same to the other ear. By the way, you're taking pictures. Almost every case that I'm going to present is published. This case is about to be published at the moment. And just to show you the follow-up, this was the A was the day of the surgery. Nowadays, it's right now like this, 4 months post-operative, and this is only going to get better as it shrinks. So surgical instrumentation, no need of metal, but just, virtual planning and design of innovative solutions. I'm going to present a case for thoracic surgery. So this is a patient who had a very, very large tumor in the ribs, in the right-sided ribs that invaded the sternum. I'm presenting this case because it was done in 2017. I think it was one of the first cases for rib and cage reconstructions with 3D printed surgery that we also published many years ago. It was done in a very, very stressful situation because the tumor was very, very aggressive. And the surgeon just wanted that. And nowadays, the designs are being improved, and nowadays the designs are actually dynamic. But that was developed within 2 weeks back in 2017, I think, and it really restored the function of the thorax for this patient, and it eliminated the tumor, and the patient was doing really, really well for a while, and then he passed away because the tumor came back and died. But it was a very, very successful case back many years ago. I'm going to focus now on 3D printed custom orthopedics. I'm going to start with the spine. And just to show you how devices can be very different, this device took around a year of development. It is a growing rod for severe pediatric scoliosis. So scoliosis is the abnormal curvature of the spine, and when it is diagnosed in patients under the age of 5, it's called early onset scoliosis. And when you get curvatures of the spine so severe, patients are operated by introducing this growing rod, which is a telescopic design that gets elongated regularly. It is inserted through the concavity of the curvature, and the device, as it gets elongated, it pushes the curvature of the spine up and down, and then over the time, it strengthens the spine. The problem with growing rods in the market were that they cause a lot of fractures, and patients need to be reoperated constantly because of the fractures. So we decided to add, well, we did all the finite element analysis. We decided to add like a dynamic component here that will kind of absorb like a sort of shock absorption device that will provide some flexibility to the construction to avoid those breakages. But then we were kind of adding a completely different dynamic to the treatment of spinal rods. So we actually manufactured them, and we did a lot of mechanical testing with a lot of fatigue testing to try to understand how that will behave over the years, right? And just to show you, this is also published, and just to show you how you can design and develop an orbital floor reconstruction within weeks, and how for other devices you actually need years of development. I'm going to go through the two last cases. We use a lot of 3D printing for oncology, orthopedics, and for revision of joint replacements. So a lot of tumors in the hips, in the pelvis, etc. So in this case, we did the virtual planning for this patient that had a massive tumor in the pelvic, which is identified in the color in pink or red, light red. And we sit with the surgeon, and then we say, where are the resection margins to take this tumor out? And then we designed a surgical guide in green to help the surgeon know where to do the cuts to eliminate the tumor. And then we did a reconstruction of the pelvis with this implant that we 3D printed in titanium as well. You need to do all the biomechanical analysis for inclination and artiversion of the hip, etc., etc. And you analyze with the surgeon where to put the screws to fixate the implant into the patient. And another very, very common application of additive manufacturing in orthopedics is for revision of hip replacements. This is a case of a 70-year-old male who got a surgery. He got that Turkish implant inserted around 15 years ago as a primary surgery. And over the years, the tissue around the implant got really damaged, and with time, the implant got loose. And then this patient needed a revision surgery. The bone quality around the implant was so poor, so bad, that the only real way to operate this patient is with a patient-specific implant. So we sat with the surgeon. We analyzed the quality of the bone. We selected where the bone screws should go to, biomechanically speaking, what would be the best angle of inclination, anteversion, etc., etc. We designed that device with 3D printed it as well in powder bed fusion technology in titanium. And those are the pieces into surgery with a lot of lattice structures as well. The surgical guides, we tend to do them now in polyamide. And we can see the post-operative X-ray there showing a strong fixation and a strong functional reconstruction of the hip. And that is the patient 2 days after the surgery starting rehabilitation. And to the date, he's great, and he's able to walk again. And it would have been really difficult to get these functional results without a custom implant. Just to conclude, this is a multidisciplinary work by nature, in between clinicians, engineers, like mechanical engineers, manufacturing engineers, material scientists. Research is always important. We have a research line parallel to the clinical case development, in which we analyze a lot the quality of the additive manufacturing in metal, all the post-processes that we really require to get good implants in patients. And we are seeing as well what the variety of post-processing all the companies are doing to develop the same device. And that needs to be standardized at some point, which I think is a huge challenge for the market. As I said, we have collaborations with companies and with hospitals. Get in touch with me if you are interested in being part of all of this. We always welcome, and we want to do more and more. And as I said, many of the cases that I have presented are published. We are trying to build the scientific evidence that proves the benefits of 3D printed devices. So I welcome you to check my scientific profile. And thank you very much. Thank you very much.